campers. So today we're diving into the throat chakra. We're entering the space of spiritual chakras, right? Above the bridge of the heart. So I'm gonna say a little thing about that at the end of the video, but let's dive into things that you can, they can help you to know that you have a blockage around that chakra, so around your throat chakra. Throat chakra is responsible for expressing our own truth and communicating that truth, and it goes both ways, right? So I have my truth, I express my truth, and I understand and accept the truth of others. And also, if you truly have that chakra unlocked, you're just literally a lie detector, and not just to other human beings that communicate with you, but also with information that go through social media, mass media. So it's like you sense when something is not truthful. It just doesn't resonate within you, right? So those the easiest, I've noted down 3 easiest things to know that you have a blockage around. So number 1 is that you catch yourself often doing the small talk, the white lies, the excuses, right? So there are things that you want to say perhaps, but you cannot do that for whatever reason, whether you're afraid what people will think, or you want to people please, or whatever there is. So you don't find yourself the strength within you to understand your truth, to know your truth, and to express your truth in a way that would not be hurtful. So let's say with the white lies, right? Your friends invite you to go out, it's to spend time with them. You really don't feel like it, right? So you just don't, you're not in a mood, and you decide that instead of just saying, I'm so sorry, I'm really tired, I just want to spend some time alone with myself, you think it's easier to just say, oh, I'm busy, or like I have a date, or I have something else, right? So again, it can be not wanting to hurt them, and maybe you're just embarrassed to say that you want to stay home, whatever that reason is. There's something blocking that truthful self-expression. Then you know, look for excuses for yourself as well, saying, no, it's just easier, I'm not going to have to explain myself. There's always something between you and the truth, right? Number 2 is you're actually confused when it comes to your own truth. So you find yourself often in a situation that someone expresses an opinion, whether that's about something big or about something small, it doesn't matter. Whether that's a conversation in like online or TV, or an actual in real life between your friends, and you don't really have an opinion. And it's like, someone says something and yeah, you're agreeing, you think you're agreeing, and then this other person maybe another day says something else, and you're just like this little flag on the wind, right? So you constantly change your opinion because you simply don't have an opinion. You simply don't know. You don't know what's this truth. So you haven't activated that inner guru within you that tells you that's truth, that's a lie, what is it that applies to you? What truth? There are universal truths and there are own universal truths, right? So you often find yourself changing opinion and simply not knowing. You ask for other people for opinion because you don't simply have one. And number 3 is when you find yourself engaging in low vibrational talk and low vibrational conversation, which is gossip, again, small talk, just noise, right? So let's say you go out and you spend time with friends, and if you go back home and if someone was to ask you, what did you talk about? Really about nothing. Like, we spend hours talking about nothing. Other people, what's going on with other people, small talk, how are you doing, how's the work, how's the girlfriend, how's the kids, blah, 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 blah. Nothing meaningful, nothing that would truly add value when it comes to my life, my purpose, my understanding of life, growth, right? So it's nothing. It's just the beautiful gift of speech is being wasted in most of the time, right? And I'm not saying that you're never allowed to talk about small little things, because I always apply this rule like 80-20, right? Sometimes we're just tired. Sometimes we just, we want to talk about a show, or we want to talk about something, but you should find yourself most of the time wanting to talk about things that ignite you, and those things shouldn't be the life of other people or things with truly no meaning, right? So whether that's fashion, whether that's cars, whether that's travel, whether it's whatever it is that ignites you, that your life's purpose, that passion, you should want to talk about that, your life and the life of those few people that are around you, that your soul tribe, not life of your neighbors, of people you've never met, of celebrities, and so on and so forth. So the gossip, that noise, that small talk, it's really also an indication of a blocked throat chakra. All right. So things that you can do, and I always say this and I will repeat this in every video. If you find that you have a block around one, I would always recommend working with a specialist, be it a shadow worker like myself, or you can choose a shaman, an energy healer, an actual therapist if that's what you prefer, if you're not like leaning towards spirituality. The things that you can consider on your own is, number one, is finding your own truth, establishing your own values. What is it that you believe in? So if you find yourself in a conversation and you don't really have an opinion, when you go back home, just try to contemplate a little bit. What is it that I really think? What is it that I think is right or wrong? Tap into that intuition of yours. What is it that I believe in without agreeing with other people, because they have their own universal truth that might not apply to mine and to my path. Number two is, I always recommend this with a throat chakra blockage, silent meditation, stillness meditation, or even days of silence, right? So when you find yourself just like chit-chatting with everyone, just small talk, blah, 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 people say that it's all because I'm extroverted, but it's not. It's a blockage around throat chakra. If you cannot spend hours without jibber-jabbing about everything, what's the weather, how's the kids, how's the wife, blah, 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 gossip, did you hear this, she's pregnant, she's that, silence. Right? Allow yourself, you can start from 1 hour of silence at home as you walk around the house and do things. You can start from 10 minutes of stillness meditation, which simply means that you close your eyes. You don't have to have the music. It's not a guided meditation. Complete silence around you for 10 minutes, and you do not move, right? Except breathing and maybe blinking your eyes, depending whether you want to have your eyes closed or open, it doesn't matter. But for those 10 minutes, start with 10 minutes, you really don't speak. You just embrace the silence, right? And if you start getting better and better at this, you can do more. From 1 hour of silence, you can do a day of silence. I would recommend, if you really have a heavy block, it's really helpful just that one day you're not going to talk to anyone, right? You're not going to open your mouth to speak, right? Number two is follow your passion and purpose. Engage more meaningful topics, conversations, step away from the shallow, right? So what we said, think about what really interests you. And that sometimes it's be mindful when talking. It also sometimes come with having to step away from certain people, yes, but it's part of self-growth. It's part of spirituality, right? It's sometimes we realize that there's more in life, and certain people, they were just karmics. They don't align with us anymore, right? So if you find yourself, that's an issue, and you have all of your friends only willing to talk about other people, gossip, low vibrational kind of energy and kind of talk, try to find new friends. Maybe find that passion of yours, that whether that's yoga, whether that's knitting, go on a class, meet new people, talk about it. It doesn't have to be rocket science, right? You don't have to talk about how to change this world and meaning of life and blah, blah, blah. No, you can talk about cooking. You can talk about fashion. You can talk about makeup. You can talk about cars. You can talk about knitting. Something that ignites you, something that is your passion, but it's yours. It's your passion. It's your growth, right? And not the noise of the external world. Going a little bit inwards and be more mindful, right? So practice conscious speaking. So talking slower in a conversation, really make sure that you listen. You don't speak when someone else is talking. When they finish, you give it a minute of a thought, and then you respond. So it should help you. And another thing that I wanted to mention just quickly, because I don't want to make another part, is that from throat chakra, we're going to go up to third eye and to the crown. But if you feel like you have a blockage around those are spiritual chakras. So I highly recommend go to my page and find the videos about the physical chakras, right? Because if you have blockage around those, most probably those have blockages too. So we should attend to those. I always recommend attending to those physical ones first.